Hopefully it's all working. Let's see here. Well, I think we're live. I think it's actually working today. No promises at this point, everyone. Good morning. It looks like we are live on TikTok. Looks like we are live on X, YouTube, Rumble, and Facebook. I think. So if you are on one of the other platforms and you can hear me, then please send a message in the chat. And looks like we are working on TikTok. Hey, everybody on TikTok, if you would send me let me know that you can hear me and see me. I think it's working. All right, let's see who we have here this morning. So Chris Romano is here. Good morning, Chris. Charlene Famella is here. Just for you. TJ is here. Good morning. Toey Bixby. Good morning, Toey, and thank you for the kind words on X yesterday. That was really sweet. Traveler is here. Hey, Traveler. Donna Fox, Marianne Thompson, Mary Lise Brown, the man, the legend, John Gwynn is here. Good morning, John. And John, again, thank you for those kind words yesterday. And of course, all of your support. Good morning, Alex.
Good morning, Sam.
It looks like it's actually working.
Well, let me check X, make sure we got audio.
Okay, let's check that out here real quick here. Hey, Alex.
Good morning, Sam. Hey!
Is it working?
The IT guy keeps his job for another day.
Exactly. So I am trying, Alex, here to lower my volume, but I can't see the volume button on my screen.
You want to lower the volume of what you're hearing in your headphones?
Yes.
So
bear with us, everybody. Just trying to. Oh, there it is. I see it. Okay. How did you get to? Did you just reduce the screen?
Right, the F11 on this screen here.
Okay, and then how do I go back to?
Click here and F11.
F11. Oh,
Ta-da.
Okay. There we go. Okay, cool. All right, everybody. We are up and rolling, and it looks like, hey, Paul Ricks over here on YouTube. Hey, Paul. Hey, Paul, can you hear and see us fine? Just let me know in the chat. I'd appreciate it. All right, let's see here. Who else do we have joining us at this point? Let's see. Oh, we have, well, there she is, Lisa Maria. Good morning, Lisa Maria. Hey, Golfer Kath joined us, my sister. Hi, Kath. All right, let's see. Mark
James
Matson
just said Trump is live. I'm looking.
Okay, let's see if we can figure that out. Cody's here. Hey, Cody. Deb M. Benji 1959. Sassy Minnesota girl is here. Good morning, Sassy. Good morning, Dave.
Good morning, guys.
How's everything going? Oh, Paul Rick said everything is perfect on YouTube. Excellent. Excellent job, Alex.
Do we want to go live with Commander-in-Chief?
Yeah, yeah, can we?
Yes, we can.
They don't look alike.
Hold on, everybody. We're going to bring up President Trump. Apparently, he's speaking.
One's a beigey white, one's a darker white, one's a lighter white. And then they start to rust after 4 or 5 years. And then they start to wear out. And nobody takes them because you're not allowed to bury the propellants, the props, right? Can't bury the props.
He's talking about wind energy.
I don't know why, but they say that you can't bury a certain type of fiber, and if it goes in the ground, we're all going to die. It's what bullshit this is, okay? They can't.
Whoa!
So what they do is they leave them up. If you go to Palm Springs, California, take a look. You go into this beautiful community. Before you go, it's like you're riding through a junkyard. Windmills all over the place. Tall ones, short ones, dead ones are all dead. Some are hanging over by a thread. They never take them down. They just leave them there and they start to rust. It's one of the greatest scams, and it's also the most expensive energy. And the environmentalists say, "Oh, we love wind. It sounds so good, but it's a horrible thing. Environmentally, it's a horrible thing. I say that to you. It's wind, and we are going to have virtually no. One mandate we have, we're going to natural gas, nuclear. Nuclear, we just had a big signing with nuclear, making it easier, safer, and better. Really, I would say probably more than any other form of energy that's come about. It's been amazing what's been done. It's very safe, very good, and very inexpensive. But we're not going to let windmills get built because we're not going to destroy our country any further than it's already been destroyed. You go and look at these beautiful plains and valleys.
Hey, Rosie.
And,
Hey, Just the Mess.
That gets worse and worse.
More to
Looking
scratch.
Say again.
4.5 years it starts to rest. And it's very expensive to paint them. So they don't paint them. And they're horrible. What's happened is horrible. So we're not going to approve windmills unless something happens that's an emergency. I guess it could happen.
Good morning, Dana Mackey.
I hope the Senate will soon pass a bill the House can quickly approve and get to my desk by the 4th of July. We'll have this done. And to further defend our auto workers, I
I'm gonna
impose
change
a
the layout,
25%
Sam.
tariff on all foreign automobiles. Investment in American auto manufacturing is surging because of it. They have
Oh, it won't
Mercedes
let us.
all over. They
Okay.
have to pay 25% if they don't make the car in the United States. Because of that, and this could have been done long before Trump. This could have been done by any one of the presidents. I did it with China. The reason you don't have Chinese cars here is because I imposed it my last term. I actually asked the question, I said, do we have any Chinese cars here? No, why? Because you imposed a 25 or 27.5% tariff on Chinese cars. So they're not coming here, but they are going to Europe all over the place. But I love China. We just made a deal, and I respect President Xi a lot. And we made a deal that's good for both countries. The deal we made with China, good for both countries. It's going to be a lot of money made, and it's going to ultimately open up China, which is the ultimate thing. And I'm going to be working with President Xi. We won't talk about it. And that's going to be good for China. It's going to be good for us. But we're going to be opening up China. That's bigger than what we signed. And I think had we not signed it, that wouldn't be happening. It's going to happen. It's going to happen fairly soon. But to further defend our auto workers, I imposed this 25% tariff on all foreign automobiles and investment in American manufacturing and auto manufacturing. All manufacturing is surging. And I might go up with that tariff in the not too distant future. The higher you go, the more likely it is to build a plant here. Ford has just announced that it's going to invest $500 million in some of the things involved in what we just did. General Motors is going to spend $4 billion. They just announced that yesterday. Stellantis announced that it's going to reopen its Belvidere assembly plant. That's good.
Nice.
I know the plant very well. I had a lot of
Hey,
problems.
Martins WB. Welcome.
We're going to spend $5 billion. And Hyundai announced that it will invest $21 billion in America. They wouldn't have invested 10 cents if we didn't have tariffs.
21 billion.
Including for manufacturing American steel, which is doing great. American steel is doing great now because of what we did. You wouldn't have, if I didn't put tariffs on steel, they were dumping steel. China and a lot of other countries were dumping steel in our country. Garbage steel, dirty steel, bad steel, not structurally sound steel, real garbage, but it was still there, lots of it. And if I didn't put tariffs, I put 25 and 50% tariffs on steel, right? John James, we put tariffs on steel, and we were doing great with steel.
Good morning, Christy B.
A big investment.
Good morning, Tracy Fagan.
Pennsylvania, you've been reading about it. They're going to spend $17 billion on U.S. steel. And all the steel workers wanted it. And we have a golden stock. We have a golden share, which I control or president controls. Now, I'm a little concerned whoever the president might be, but that gives you total control. It's 50%.
Good morning, Cece.
Americans. And we have a company, a great company. Nippon,
Hi, Jeannie in Tennessee.
Japan. They're going to spend $17 billion. And somebody said, well, what happens if it doesn't work out? I said, they spent $17 billion. We can't put it on a trailer and drive it to Japan. This is steel.
Good morning, Wendy.
You move your office, and that's where the business is. With this business, they're spending 17. Think of that, 17 billion. They're going to have them all over the country. I want to introduce several of the great Americans representing the millions of people whose livelihoods we're saving with today's action. I just can't tell you how incredible this action is, because nobody thought this was one that I wasn't so. I would have rather had it than almost anything, but I was told by everybody except that guy right there that you couldn't get it. Bill Kent runs a chain of family-owned convenience stores that opened in West Texas in 1957, known as Kent Quick. And Bill, if you could come up and say a few words about what the signing means to you, please.
Wow, you're probably wondering why I've called you all here today, right? What a great day. From my perspective, I'm in the convenience store and petroleum marketing business. And what this does is it gives us freedom. It gives the consumers freedom to pick what kind of car they want. But more importantly for us, it gives us the ability to plan going forward, because with mandates, we were forced to have to look at putting in infrastructure that frankly is extremely expensive and doesn't give you any return. So this allows us, it's going to free me up and our companies up to invest in what people want, in the cars they want, and it's a great day. So Mr. President, Congress, thank you, Steve, everybody, thank you so much. Thank you.
And a friend of mine for a long time is John Hess. He's one of the top CEOs in the country, and he's now the CEO of Hess Corporation, one of the biggest oil producers, and he's a fantastic person with great knowledge of the subject matter. Can you say a few words, John? I see you in the audience. Come on, thanks.
Hi, I'm John Hess, and CEO of Hess Corporation, a proud producer of oil and gas in North Dakota and the Gulf of America. And so you all know, I was born in New Jersey, grew up in New York, and my father started our company by driving a secondhand oil truck. So, Mr. President, it's an honor to be before you today, and thank you for that. Mr. President, during your campaign, you made a commitment to the American people to repeal unworkable and costly mandates for cars and trucks and let the consumer choose what type of vehicle they drive. Today, with the bipartisan support of Congress, you're making good on that promise. I'd like to recognize Speaker Johnson, Leader Thune, other members of Congress whose tireless efforts were critical to the outcome we're celebrating today. And a special thank you to Senator Capito for her leadership. This announcement today is about consumer choice and affordability for American families. It's also about making our country, auto industry, more competitive, Mr. President, and you said that very eloquently. As you know, Mr. President, one-size-fits-all policies like those adopted in California do not work. America, in every state, every American should be able to choose what they want to drive, not the government. We as a country would be basically leaning into our competitive advantage with this repeal on oil and gas. Oil and gas are a strategic industry for our country, underpinning energy dominance, economic prosperity, and national security. We are truly energy independent. So, Mr. President, on behalf of Hess Corporation, on behalf of the oil and gas industry, and every family across our country, thank you for your courageous leadership and your commitment to consumer choice and energy affordability. Thank you very much.
Glad you made it, Sarah Catherine.
The California EV mandates would also have devastated our nation's incredible truck drivers and the trucking industry, and I gave you a little bit of a rundown on that. But a diesel-powered semi-truck can drive From Reno, Nevada, I'll give you some other locations. Nevada to Los Angeles, California, and back on a single tank of diesel oil, diesel fuel, but the same exact journey would require an electric truck driver to stop also 6 times at recharging stations, adding an estimated 9 hours to the trip. I don't know too much about the trucking industry, but this is not sounding good. Here to discuss a little bit about the trucking industry, Gina Jones. And Gina, a real expert on trucks, I can tell you that. She's going to come up and tell us about trucks. Thank you, Gina. Thank you, Gina.
Thank you, Mr. President. And thank you, members and Congress. The trucking industry has America's back, and we are grateful that a president and the administration that have our back too. Today, trucks are 99% cleaner than a generation ago. We need great partners in government to continue that process. We cannot allow one state's regulation to disrupt our entire nation's supply chain. Allowing California to do so would have negativity impacted the hundreds and thousands of truck drivers who deliver critical goods across the country each and every day. In order to deliver for American families and businesses, we need realistic national standards. With the signing of this resolution, Mr. President, you have delivered the leadership that trucking industries need. Promises made, promises kept. On behalf of the On behalf of the 8.5 million Americans who work throughout the trucking industry, I thank you.
Great job. So just to wrap it up, I say under the Trump administration, we will restore the full strength, might, and glory of the American auto and trucking industry. We'll protect our truck drivers, auto workers, small business people, and manufacturers all over our country, and actually all over the world, and that's okay too. They'll be doing a product that works, a product that's much more efficient, that's better, it's much better, less expensive, and we'll put affordable energy and affordable car ownership back on the center of the American dream as we make America great again, and that's what's happening. We're making America great. You know, when I went over to Saudi Arabia, Qatar, UAE, just a couple of weeks ago, the leaders of those countries, and they're very smart people, they said, you know, you've made in a short period of time America the hottest nation in the world. It's the hottest, that you're the only one we talk about now. And 6 months ago, it was a laughing stock. They said that to me, those words, it was a laughing stock, and it was an absolute laughing stock. We've got the hottest nation right now in the whole world, and the numbers are reflecting it too. So I just think it's great. And what I'll do is I'll sign this, then we can take a couple of questions. We finished, and you're going to go off and you're going to build the most beautiful automobiles for 20% less money. And I want to thank you, man. You have done some job. Thank you, Mike. Thank you, everybody.
All right, Alex. So why don't we take it off now?
I want to know what he's signing real quick. Oh, maybe they're done. Okay.
All right. Okay, everybody. We just wanted to jump on there and let everybody hear what President Trump was saying. We are okay. I think we've got that going. We are switching cameras here. Bear with us, if you would. There we go. Let's see here. There we go. Okay. Now I'm not out of sorts anymore. People are in their right places. All right, Alex. So let's jump into indices.
Yes, sir. All right, I got to refresh the pages here to make sure everything is current and up to date. Looking at the indices for the stock market, S&P 500 up 15 points to 6,037. Dow Industrial Jones
Alex, you're a
average.
little low on volume.
I don't know how to fix that.
Okay.
It might just be your headphones. Dave, can you hear me okay? Yeah, you probably got your computer turned down, Sam. Dow Industrial is down 1 point to 42,863. NASDAQ is up 45 points to 19,661. Gold, all-time high, ladies and gentlemen, $3,408 an ounce.
Wow.
Crypto indices looks like Bitcoin is down 1.9% to 107,000. Ethereum is down 4% to $2,737. XRP down almost 4% to $2.24. Crude oil today, let me refresh the page, is down 2 cents, still up considerably from yesterday. It's sitting at $68 a barrel. Silver is also up 2 cents to $36.52.
Excellent.
All-time high on gold.
Well,
Wow.
Yeah.
What's that?
All-time high on gold. Wow.
Yeah, no kidding.
Did you say anything about silver at all? Of that following?
36.52.
So it hit silver hit a little over 37.01 a couple of days ago, and it looks like it dropped back down. I'm expecting to see some sort of action with silver here in the very near future. Cody said that's not the all-time high. It was over 3,500. Is that correct?
Let me check. Let's see. Let's
Jerry
go.
BR549 said, "Drill, baby, drill. I hope they want to come on my land." I hope they do too, Jerry.
According to my charts, the highest we've been is 3430.
3430.
I don't see 3,500 anywhere. So maybe I was wrong. Thank you for calling me out. 3,403 is only $30 off the mark.
Okay, got it.
So we're close.
Excellent. Dave, what do you got for us on farming and agriculture today?
Pretty quiet overall. There more investigations are coming in on the Michigan students and the Chinese nationals on the toxic stuff they brought over. So that's going to be interesting on how that falls out. Today, corn is up 2 to 5 across the board. Soybeans 1 to 2. Wheat's down 1 to 2. Cattle are down $1, and pork is up 37 cents as this morning.
Excellent.
So other than that, pretty quiet on the news.
Excellent.
I know that we are missing Mr. Interstate today on the military front, but a couple of things that I saw come across the blurb is Iran saying that the deal's not happening. Israel saying that if the deal doesn't happen, they're going in. Our commander-in-chief has authorized pulling family members and others out of countries such as Kuwait and other places that will be a hot zone. They've issued travel advisories to other countries. You've got level 1 through 4 or 5. 1 being, it's okay. 4 being get the hell out. And a lot of countries right now are get the hell out. So while we're all focused on what's happening in the streets around our country, which we'll cover here shortly in the topic, it sure would appear to me that the deep state war machine is working really hard on other borders to get something started.
Alex, the video that you sent me just a moment ago I think it was on TikTok, it was President Trump talking about rolling out the military in every state. Was that from today?
I was not able to find exactly where that was from. I checked the timestamp on when that was posted, and it was 4 hours prior to me sending it to you. Mm-hmm. So I have not had time to dig through and look, but it fits right into the narrative, right? We've done it in the city in California that's having issues, and now we're watching Austin, Raleigh, North Carolina, New York, Boston, Philadelphia, the governor's house, the
Right.
governor's mansion in Philadelphia was firebombed.
Jesus. Well, it sure looks to me like things are throttling up all around the country. And for all of you who are asking what we were referring to, there was a video that was posted, well, that we saw today, and it was President Trump talking about releasing or positioning the military in every city around the country that the governors were not willing to take the proper steps to protect the citizenry. Now, we haven't been able to determine if that came out today or if
I'm
it's
looking now.
yeah. But if that is true, if that's what he said, that means that we are moving into a form of martial law. That would mean that there would be a curfew, much like we have here in LA right now. You can't, in downtown LA, you can't go out past 8 o'clock at night, and it lasts until 6 the next morning. Now, we haven't been able to confirm that yet, but it does look like there's some sort of military activity. Now, we have to keep in mind tomorrow, the 14th, Saturday, the 14th, is Flag Day. It's the parade in the military parade in Washington, D.C. It's President Trump's birthday. There are all types of things happening right now, a lot of machinations taking place behind the scenes as well as in front of us. Now, if Alex is able to verify that particular video, that would mean that we are moving into what I would consider to be a very optical exposure of what's taking place with the military. Now, as we continue down as we move on in our live today, Alex is trying to find that to see whether or not it is legitimate or if it actually came out today or not. So once we figure that out,
as we always said, keep your head on a swivel.
absolutely.
I have family members traveling. I go watch overpasses, watch all that stuff from rocks, anything like that. Just you got to be on high alert no matter what you're doing.
Exactly.
Plain and simple.
Exactly. 100% I agree, Dave. All right, well, let's move into some of the stories for today. Federal Appeals Court just ruled yesterday that the United States can use tariffs to protect itself against other countries. And President Trump tweeting this, or I should say truthing this, a great important win for the U.S. Now, from what we had heard, the tariffs are going to make inflation go through the roof. Well, inflation dropped since the tariffs have gone into effect. So that's been fake news, which President Trump loves to call out the fake news. And that's a perfect example of that. Dave, what are your thoughts on it?
Well, as a farmer, I'm pretty excited. The Chinese news that came out, I believe, yesterday is going to be huge. I think in my opinion, there's been deals done sitting on the back burner, waiting to expose them at a certain time. And that may be Saturday, it may be the 4th of July. I think a lot of these have been set in stone. And once China comes over and it's official, all the rest of the countries are crazy if they don't come along.
Right.
Between that powerhouse and India and everything else. So
right.
It's exciting news for everybody, let alone the farmers.
Yeah, I would absolutely agree. So we all witnessed what I considered to be theatrics between President Trump and Elon Musk, their supposed feud, right? Well, Elon came out yesterday and said that he regretted some of the posts that he made about President Trump last week. They went too far. Now, I don't understand what it is that they're trying to accomplish by having the optical presentation of Elon Musk and President Trump arguing with each other. Do you have any thoughts on it, Alex?
I mean, what KFOB?
Exactly.
You know, and he's always been so brilliant at using the tools of the nefarious against themselves. And so to have this type of to give the man the key in the Oval Office a couple days prior to go to this, mudslinging scenario, it was very apparent to a lot of people that maybe it wasn't apparent before how quickly the fake news media picks up a narrative and runs with it. So, okay, he's a a bad guy. Let's do bad things to his dealerships. He's anti everything that we stand for. To, oh my God, did you see what he said? Release the files. Release the files. Release the files. Like,
I know it just doesn't make sense. Jess the Mess said it's all a game of chess, and I would agree, Jess. But usually in chess, there's a strategic reason why you make certain moves, and I have no idea what to make of this supposed feud between Elon and President Trump. I agree with you; it is a game of chess, and I think President Trump and team are master chess players. But Dave, any thoughts on why do you think that is?
Well, I seen an interview with Megyn Kelly, and I don't remember who she was getting interviewed by, but she said she was talking about Rosie O'Donnell when she did the when Trump was running, and they said, well, Mr. President Trump, you said that all women are this, this, this. He goes, no, only Rosie O'Donnell. And after that, him and Megyn had a feud for a while. And then she said later on, she was leaving the White House or she was there or something to that effect. She goes, President Trump turned to her and said, Megyn, when they stop talking about you, it's a bad thing, no matter what. As long as they're talking about you, that's the important thing. Well, so obviously it's a game, it's a chess match, it's
Well, it's funny because you say that because the old adage is, there's good press and there's bad press. The reality is there's just press. And how people interpret it is up to themselves. But I think you're right. It is being highlighted for whatever reason. And I think I find it interesting, but we'll have to see how it plays out.
As long as your name's coming off their lips, that's all you need.
Yeah.
That'll carry you a little bit.
Rosie just asked, how long is interstate inmate in jail for? Well, we had a long discussion with the panel on that after the show yesterday, and I think James is in the chat. I'm not sure if he is or not.
Yes.
But I think he's banned or suspended until Saturday.
I think it's a 3-day. Yeah.
I think it's a 3-dayer.
Saturday.
Yeah. And we all learned a very valuable lesson from that.
Yeah. And I laughed. I was on my UTV or my SUV or my side-by-side out scouting my fields going live, and I got kicked off for like 5 days. I'm like, I didn't even do anything, compared to
right.
So funny.
You mean compared to James brandishing something? Yeah, I know.
Right.
And yes, James, you thought that your eyebrow thing was going to last for a while, dude. You're locked in now for quite some time.
And Sam and I were having the conversation this morning. So I was busy on multiple screens doing whatever, and I actually missed what you did, sir.
Right, exactly.
I sent him a picture last night.
Oh, you got it. You were able to clip it? Oh,
yeah, I got it clipped.
Yeah,
I'll send it to you guys.
Will you send that to me, please?
Oh, yeah.
That is prime. That I don't even know how to explain it, but to say the least, James is going to be. We are going to bust his chops about that for quite some time.
I'm going to go ahead and pack one of these up and send it to James. I'm going to need you to connect it to your phone so that when you misbehave, sir, I'm just going to.
I think we're going to have to do a shock collar with James. Yeah, I don't see any way around it at this point.
That'd be fun just because. Can we all have a button?
I can see James on the other side of the screen right now.
Right, I know. Yeah. Mama Bear said, what did he do? Well, Mama Bear, while we were talking about certain things yesterday on the live, James decided to expose his Second Amendment rights where everybody could see it. And literally, the hammer dropped within seconds and said, you violated, and this guy's gone, right? So that's what he did. It was nothing, it wasn't intentional on his part. I don't think any of us had any idea that would happen that quick. But it showed.
I knew it would happen.
Huh?
I knew it would happen.
Well, I'm just saying the way that it happened, as quickly as it happened, really surprised me. Does that mean that the algorithms are catching that? Does that mean it's
fast before?
What's that?
That is a zero tolerance policy in effect on that one.
Yeah. No, I get that. I just it was immediate. Mm-hmm. So everybody's asking, what did James do? Well, James obviously is not on the screen today, and you know why now. Oh, there you go. Jerry BR549 said a pew pew. Exactly. Oh well, James, what are you gonna do? Jess said, "How is he in a box today?" He's not in a box today. He can't come back on for several days. So, oh well,
Just can't go live. Just can't go
exactly.
live.
But that doesn't mean we can't bust his chops about it continually, whether he's on the screen or not.
Absolutely.
All right. So yesterday, JD Vance came out and said that, backed up essentially what President Trump has been saying, that the Fed not cutting rates is monetary malpractice. Now, you have JD Vance coming out with that. You now have more gold talk being surfaced in the narrative in terms of, I think it was Thomas Massey proposed some legislation where they want to verify our gold holdings. Yeah, President Trump talking about the gold that he's added in the Oval Office. That it seems to me, James. James said next time it's going to be a much bigger pew pew. I'm not going to say what that word is, but no, it won't be. I'm sure, James. I have full faith that you will not make that same mistake twice.
Breaking news: International Atomic Energy has formally declared Iran in breach of its nuclear non-proliferation obligations for the first time in 20 years.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh is right, which means, and this is what Israel was waiting for. The moment that this was released, they were ready to take flight. So buckle up, Buttercup.
Right.
Jeez.
You know, again, I have my theories on this. I think that there is that
Scare event?
I think there is probably going to be some sort of a necessary scare event. That's what we've learned from the other board. Sometimes that other board will tell us things to throw the nefarious people off track. But if there is something scary that takes place, my opinion is the Patriots have full control over it. I am not a proponent of fear mongering. I don't believe in that. I believe that I think the majority of the storm that we always talk about took place back in 17, 18, and 19. What we're seeing now is a replay of the things that have already happened. So again, that's just my opinion, and do with it as you will. But I am not concerned for the safety of Americans, but I also am cautiously optimistic. And I think it's important, like we say on this channel all the time, keep your head on a swivel, because we just don't know what could pop off at any one point in time.
Well, Iran came out and said yesterday that they intend to launch a series of retaliatory nuclear measures as soon as the resolution is adopted by IAEA, which just happened.
Well, and you had the Ayatollah over in Iran come out and essentially threaten the United States yesterday and said, "We're coming after you." Well,
Us.
my guess is, if that's a real threat, and if they did something if they actually did something to that effect, President Trump would turn Iran into one big plate of glass. That sand would be, I can't imagine that they would be that naive, that brazen to dare President Trump. Now, if it was Biden or Obama or Clinton, oh yeah, they don't care. They're just going to send them money anyway to go away. Not with President Trump. You do not want to test that man, in my opinion.
Yep. No, agreed. And it's one of those things, until we see what happens, it's a scare tactic in place. So a lot of this is just a push, he said, she said, fight back and forth. And so let's see what happens here. And like I said, we know where everything's sitting in Iran right now.
Right.
There's no doubt about it.
Right.
So it's a pretty quick and easy hit.
They would have to be ignorant, or fearless isn't even the word. They'd have to be ignorant to do something like that. President Trump has made it crystal clear. He will deal with them swiftly if anything like that was to happen. But again, who knows who's pulling their strings? Jess the Mess said, is Iran not paying attention to who's in charge now? Exactly, Jess. You don't...
Just the Mess. I did respond to the message that you sent me yesterday. I don't know if you saw it. Sorry, Sam.
Oh, that's okay. Yeah. Jess has been sending some great stuff over. Thank you, Jess. Keep them coming.
One of those things to think about when President Trump was in power the last time, and was it 2020 when all the riots initially started? Is that when it was, or when was it? Okay. So in my mind, this is another thing, the stumbling block to slow down, to do everything they can, because once Trump gets all this stuff in place, everybody will realize how good he is and what he's doing, and how fast the United States is going to turn and start going up and up and up. So I feel like this is a deep state stop in my mind, or a
Well,
deep state stumbling block.
well, Karen Miller over on YouTube said it's to wake more of the left up and
Yep.
and for people to choose sides. I think you're absolutely right, Karen. We have said this over and over on this channel. You cannot. Could President Trump have stayed in office in 2020? My answer is absolutely he could have, by the letter of the law. They could have exposed the fraudulent election. They could have instituted martial law. They could have done a lot of things to keep him in office, but they chose not to. And my theory on that is because the country was so divided back then that we would have seen civil war. We would have seen crazy things happening. And I think President Trump and team, the Patriots in general, are very aware of that. They want to limit any type of loss of life to none if possible. But had he done that in 2020, we would have seen the likes of a civil war that I don't think we couldn't have come back from. So now, as a cruise ship changes its course and its correction, it takes miles for that cruise ship to change course, even after it's put in the computer. And I think that's what's happening now. And if you look at some of the polls as to President Trump's approval rating, if CBS is saying it's a 54% approval rating, it's my opinion that it's at least 75%. So once you get up to that, what I would call the tipping point is how many people are awake, how many people understand what's going on. That tipping point, whether it's 65% or 85% or 82%, I don't know what that number is, but I think once it gets to that point, we are going to see some things accelerate. And maybe that's where we are today. Maybe that's what's happening. Maybe that's part of what's coming to Saturday with the military parade, with all of these travel advice. I mean, we have travel advisories in the United States of America. What is that all about? Is it preparing the population for what's coming? I don't know. Dwayne Conley said FAFO. Exactly. With President Trump, I don't think these people are that stupid. Now, as Alex has said many times, people give out everybody the analogy that you talk about, Alex, with the dogs.
Well, I've trained dogs since I was 17. I'm 52 this year. I'm not scared of a mean dog because I can look at that dog's eyes and I can tell you exactly when and where it's going to bite. But a dog that's scared or a dog that's hurt, I'm very scared of a hurt or frightened dog because you don't know when or where or how they're going to bite, but they will do so. And we have backed the bad actors in many cases into a corner, and they're desperate. We've cut off their funding. We've exposed their shell company game, where the money was coming from, how it was going from one government program to the next, to the next, to the next, to the family members for art, for books, for all these things. And we're exposing it at a pretty rapid pace right now, in my opinion, which makes them desperate. They're desperate to hang on to that power, to that control. And the news continues to skip over things that I believe are important. Another, this is the third now, Chinese person caught coming into this country with biological matter that could do harm. There's so much other things going on right now besides what's happening on the streets in this country. So, we talked about the No Kings thing, and Sam, I'm just gonna head on a swivel again. When you have, let's say the narrative is correct and there's 10 million people here, there are 5,000 documented protests going to happen this weekend. Out of those millions of people that are here, what if only 2 people That's 10,000 people, right? And each one of those decided to do something nefarious because they were all paged at the same time or texted at the same time. Like it's not a good time right now to be out and about. Stay home, stay safe, pop your popcorn, and let's reconvene next week when the dust settles.
Unless you're a 62-year-old man who's 6'3" and 220 pounds and goes out looking for trouble on a Sunday morning, which I wasn't able to find. But overall, yes, Alex, I agree. It's better to play it safe than sorry. Cody said that you can't tell the people, you have to show them. 100% I agree, Cody. I think you're spot on with that. Toey Bixby said Home Goods has fabulous popcorn flavors and cheap prices. Exactly. It's happening right now. John just wish you a happy birthday, Alex. Is today your birthday? No, it's not, is it?
It's not my birthday. It's a stupid TikTok joke. Anytime somebody sees me, they're like, "Happy birthday, Alex." It's not my birthday until October.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. Oh, October. All right. Well, we'll have to keep that on the calendar. Let's see here. There was another quote. Oh well, I can't find it. Now this chat's moving so fast.
Oh yeah, and it's interesting you're talking about the Chinese nationals because if they got 3 of them caught, there's 30,000 of them in the United States that they still. That's the scary part of this deal. I don't care, Jose and Juan. I'm not too worried about cooking at the local Mexican restaurant. Not at all. It's these Chinese nationals and the guys that are a threat.
Exactly.
There were people in was it Seattle? I saw a video today. There was a video of people in these protests hollering Allah Akbar.
Yes, I saw that.
What does that have to do with the ICE scenario? Like, there is nefarious people inside of our borders, and we have absolutely no freaking idea where they are or what they're doing. It's not a good time right now. I'm gonna keep.
Scratch 65 said coming soon. Megatraz. Exactly, Scratch. Exactly. But Alex is right. What would happen if an American citizen went over to Mexico with American flags, was waving those flags in the streets, attacking the law enforcement in Mexico? Do you think for a second that would last more than a few minutes?
No. And I was watching an interview with a gentleman down in Mexico who said what they're doing here and now with the Mexican flag goes against Mexico's laws. Like the people that are carrying the flags and waving the flags and doing those things in the States, Mexico has a serious problem with what's going on here, though the leader of the country would have other things to say, but I don't think that's the voice of the people, right?
Right. Exactly. I mean, she's got some stones to come out and say that what she said. That's some stones, or it's stupidity. I don't know which. So there's a lot of people in the chat saying, "Hey, Hits is here. Hi, Hits. Glad you can make it." A lot of people saying that they have birthdays in October as well, and they're all marching, so they're all supporting you, Alex.
Libras rule.
What's that?
Because Libras rule.
Yeah, I know. My birthday is September 30th. Libra as well.
I thought Aquarius is rule.
Yeah, no, I think you're wrong there.
No, sir. No, sir.
Chris Romano said, "Happy early birthday for all those born in October." Thanks, Chris Romano. That's sweet. Okay, hey, native San Diegan made it. I'm
gonna need everybody to tap. We're only at 45,000. Come on.
Oh yeah, okay. All right, so let's move on. Trump made the deal with China. It looks like 55% tariff on Beijing, and will work with Xi to open up China to U.S. trade. What do you make of that, Dave?
Very, very excited. Very excited on my end. Corn, soybeans, every beef, pork, it's going to be, and that's just the little stuff. And I know, not even knowing his deal, he took care of the farmers all the way around. There's no doubt about it. So
yeah, for sure.
Yep.
Alex?
If you look at the population of China, 1.4 billion people, I think we could sell some stuff to them and it'd be all right.
It's funny, that old adage about, when you're in I've owned many companies over the years, and there was an old adage that basically said, if you sell to the classes. In other words, if you sell to the people that are rich, you're going to eat with everybody else. Sell to the classes, eat with the masses. But if you sell to the masses, you eat with the classes. Meaning, if you sell to the people with the most people, you're going to be making a whole hell of a lot more money. It's the same thing with I don't know if you guys are familiar with the Dow theory letters, but essentially the Dow theory letters, one of the rules is invent something one time and sell it millions and millions of times. So if that happens, or when that happens with China, what's it going to do to our economy here? It's going to explode. I got to think.
Yes. And I just think they're sitting back on them. I really do, because look at India too. So between China and India, we have a fourth of the population of the world. I mean,
Right.
plain and simple. That's the two biggest ones you got.
Yeah.
And we've got them wrapped up, and India's going to be one of the first times
Right.
dropping tariffs to zero. So it's, as soon as they release it, man, hang on to your hats, because she's going to be windy.
Right.
Maybe
So
I'll stop getting
everybody,
those scam calls from India.
everybody in the chat is just going after each other as to who's the better. Or Taurus is better. Oh no, Libra's better. Oh no, just cracking me up. All right, here we go. Let's do a survey. Put everybody in the chat. Put what astrological sign you are in the chat. I'm just curious because we got a whole lot of back and forth going on here. I can't wait to see this. John Gwynn's a Libra. Hey, John. Great minds. Excellent. I love that.
Good about that dude.
Huh?
I knew something was good about that dude.
Exactly.
Turn your earphones up, man.
We've got, oh my gosh, it's moving so fast.
It's quick, yeah.
Oh man, no kidding.
I think I'm the only Aquarius in the group here.
Hold on, I'm trying to find where. Okay, Interstate Inmate, Taurus, Dana Mackey, Leo, Jeannie, Libra, Traveler, Gemini, Marianne Thompson, Leo, Tim Shaw, Sagittarius, Toey Bixby, Virgo, Cindy Lou, Leo, Deb M, Scorpio, Lori Christine, Leo, Lisa Maria is a Taurus, North Carolina Patriot, Leo, Deborah Dodd Wade, Virgo, Digger, Pisces, Casey, MCG, Libra, another Libra, Lee,
Libra's
one of our
win.
subscribers, a Libra, Tracy
Libra's
Fagan is
win.
Cancer, Sarah Catherine, Sagittarius, oh my gosh, oh, another Libra, who is that? Jess Perry, 16 is a Libra, Big B is a Libra, Christy Medina is an Aquarius, ooh, there's not a lot of those for some reason. Scratch 65, Scorpio, Gen X Holt, Sagittarius, Vicky, Aries. Oh my gosh, there's a very wide spectrum here.
Libra's win.
Yeah. Kim, North Native San Diego, Gemini. Oh my goodness. Weezer's another Libra. And Benji, 1959, Leo, Virgo, Cusp. I have no idea what that means.
They're right on the line between the two. That's what being on the cusp means.
Okay. Jerry, BR549, Taurus the Bull. Gee,
And
what a
if you want-
surprise. Just
if
like
you
Beth
want-
Dutton is a Gemini. What's that, Alex?
If you want your zodiac sign to win this little argument, go ahead and send me a lion, and I'll declare you the winner.
Exactly. Traveler is a Gemini. Christy B, a Gemini. Well, I got the Geminis coming out now, you guys. Oh, that's correct. Okay, Rosie said double Aries Sagittarius rising. What does that mean? Oh my gosh. Talk about a mouthful. That's interesting. All right, well, let's move on here. I had a little fun with the astrological signs there. I got, once again, a little squirrel there. Took me a little bit off the rails, but we're coming back on now. So, as everybody knows, we've got a whole lot going on with the protests, the riots, the what have you here in America. And as Alex said, it's in multiple cities across the country. Well, now Salford, England is experiencing it. How many other countries are experiencing what we're going through here? We know the United Kingdom is in disarray. What are your thoughts on that, Alex?
I mean, it's not surprising. I think that as technology has become more and more prevalent across the globe has become much, much smaller. And I think what's happening here is happening everywhere. You have countries trying to pass laws where social media companies are liable for what somebody posts. And I mean, it's George Orwell's 1984, right? The thought police are coming to get you. and the world is saying, hey, just because that television in front of you is telling you that this is the situation, it's propaganda, it's psyop, it's not real. And media outlets, people getting online like we are and talking about receipts, are changing the way the world is looking at things.
Right. 100%. Dave?
I had a conversation with a friend yesterday. He goes, "What are you going to do now that Elon came out and said Trump was on the list?" I go, "It's just all propaganda, buddy." Well, I go, "Do you think he'd let his son X play with Trump and be around Trump if that was the case?"
Exactly.
Well, yeah, but he said it. I go, "Just wait, just wait."
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
insane. Just they run with the bait if they want to. That's how it works.
100%.
And you know that it was keeping him up at night because it was 4:30 in the morning when he said, my tweets about Trump last week went a little too far.
Yeah.
Right. And speaking of going too far, the National Institutes of Health, NIH, officially terminated its funding for the Centers for Research in Emerging Infectious Diseases, CREID, a project that was launched by Fauci. Now, we've seen Fauci come back up into the narrative again. Is the exposure and justice phase of Fauci about to hit? What do you guys think? Alex?
Please. Yes, please.
Yes.
It's way past time. It's way past time.
100% I agree, Dave.
And that's wrapped up with the auto pin. So that's going to be carried because of that, because of Biden and getting him off. So it's wrapped up with the auto pin too. So you have to get them clear to that to move forward with everything else. So it's stepping stones on both sides.
Right.
You mean
right.
we're shutting down biological warfare labs in our country? Oh no.
Exactly.
Yeah, and then look at Ukraine with that a little bit. Another reason why we possibly that whole deal is going.
Right.
Lots of stuff there.
Right.
So.
All right. You know what? Let's do sponsor announcements before we get any further here. So as everyone knows, Mike Lindell has sponsored me from the beginning. He's fighting for the integrity of America. MyPillow and My Store are two great companies, American-made products. Go to MyPillow or MyStore.com, enter the discount code SAM, and you'll get up to 80% off of your purchases. And again, you're not only supporting this channel, you're supporting Mike, and you're supporting an American company. I would encourage everyone to do that. Secondly, we have Neil Naturopathic, the only non-toxic, chemical-free hair care products in the market today that I'm aware of. If you go to neilnaturopathic.com, enter in the discount code SAM20, that's SAM20, you'll get 20% off your order. And then lastly, of course, Dr. Peter Glidden. Go to samshalhoub.com. There's two buttons, one that'll take you to Dr. Glidden's website, one that'll take you to a website where you can purchase his new book, use the code SAM, and you'll get a 10% discount. Cybersecurity, Alex?
risktooltech.com. If you own a business, knows someone who owns a business. Oh, look at those sunglasses. Squirrel.
Nice.
Risktooltech.com. Reach out to us. We can help you put in place a roadmap to secure your business from cyber threats. We can help you train your staff to understand cyber threats, thus lowering your cybersecurity threat footprint.
Thank you, Alex. Deborah Dodd Wade said that I got to meet Mike at Trump's rally in Sioux City, Iowa. He's the best. He really is, you guys. In fact, I'm in contact with corporate on a regular basis, and they've been promising me he's coming on the show. He's just been so busy. He's got a court case going on in Colorado, but I'm confident that he'll be coming on in the very near future. And once he does, then you guys can all, have at him and give him a pat on the back. Believe me, he deserves it, in my opinion. All right. So, wow, we've hit 75,000 and we're not even done with the report yet. You guys are awesome. Thank you so
That's
much.
Right. Let's go.
Yeah, exactly. Now, also, I want to thank the following people that have been giving gifts this whole show. Of course, John Gwynn, Traveler, Interstate Inmate, Christy B78, Chris Romano, Deborah Dodd Wade, Jay Willie, Jerry BR549, Toey Bixby, Sarah Catherine, Jess the Mess, Wendy, Martin's WB, Dana Mackey, Elmo, and the list goes on and on. Thank you all so much. It just makes us feel good. Yeah, the gifts are nice, but it's just the support It just means the world to us, and to me anyway. And I thank you for it. All right, let's see here. Oh, here's a shocker. Inflation is the highest in Democrat states, lowest in Republican. What a shocker. Oh my gosh, stop the press. We have a new headline. My goodness, how are people not aware of that? It just blows my mind. What do you think, Dave?
Well, just like California and just like Illinois, the stuff we see, and obviously if Interstate was here, James, he'd be just talking about Minnesota. I mean, the prices and the taxes are so high on them. It comes across the board. It just costs more money.
Like Californication? Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
I
yes.
know. I know. Alex?
Hashtag country life. The closest gas station to me is about 25-minute drive. I'm just going to stick here in the Midwest to my roots, folks.
Exactly.
We're trying to talk Sam into making a Midwest lifestyle change as well. We know he'll love it.
Yeah, I know I would. I've spent some time there. I think it's great. All right.
Yeah,
Hey,
I got a
Crystal
second.
Susky's here.
I got a second snow shovel you can borrow, Sam.
Yeah. Okay. So it's story time. So in 2004, I come home from work one day. This is when I was married. And my former wife said that she pulls me aside and she says, we need to have a talk. Well, it's not good right then. Right. So we sit down and she said that she had decided she wanted to sell our home, buy a motorhome, and travel the United States. Right. And I'm like, what? Our kids were 9, 7, and 4 years old at that point. But I loved her. So we sold our home in Orange County, California, put everything in storage, 5 of those pod things, put them in storage. I bought a diesel pusher, 38-foot motorhome, bought an Acura to tow behind it, and we traveled all over the country for months. It was one of the best things I've ever done in my life. And as Alex and I discussed this morning, I'm considering doing that again at some point, just myself, whether it's hold on one second. We've got a message that just popped up here. Oh, it's a puzzle piece. Yeah, we haven't had that in a while. I wonder why. It's not letting me do it, Alex. Huh. It's
that's weird.
That's really weird. Hold on, everybody. We've got a situation here where I'm not able to pull that puzzle piece over. Huh.
Yeah, no. Thanks, John. Appreciate it.
What?
I blame James.
Yeah, it's got to be a James
James
thing.
fault.
It has to be. Okay, well, I don't know. Oh, wait a minute. Reported problem. No image not shown. Oh, hold on a second, you guys. Jeez. You know what the problem was?
Wrong
Maybe
screen.
not. Yep. It was because I was doing it on the wrong screen. I was trying to do it on Restream. Jeez. All right. There we go. I think we got it. Yes. Verification complete. We're good. All right. So we decided to take this motorhome trip. We go all over the country. And the reason it had popped into my memory was when you said you have an extra snow shovel. So we traveled all over the country. We landed in Colorado to see her parents' second home that they had bought in Winter Park, Colorado. And we got there. My former wife wanted to live there. I said, fine. I got rid of the coach. So we lived in Winter Park, Colorado for about 4 years. 9,000 foot elevation, over 300 inches of snow per year. And the very first year, I bought a condo first, and in the condominium complex, they have people that would shovel for you. You didn't have to do it yourself. So that was great. Didn't have to worry about it. Well, as soon as we bought our first home in a place called Granby, right? The first year I was out there with a shovel, every day, and there was a lot of snow. And then by the second year, I was like, I'm not doing the shovel thing again. So what did I do? I went and bought a snowblower, right? But those things are not as slick as you think they are. They just don't work as well, in my opinion, especially.
Operator error.
Yeah, it's probably operator error. So by the third year, not only did I not have a shovel, not only did I not use the snowblower, I hired somebody to come and move the snow for me. So when you say you have an extra shovel, Dave, keep it. I'm not using it. Oh, I think we lost Dave.
Oh, he's just paused. He can probably still hear us.
Okay. Yeah. Anyway. All right, so let's move on. According to Insider Paper, a bill to prohibit non-citizens from voting in D.C. elections has officially passed in the House with 56 Democrats supporting it. Alex, why all of a sudden are they jumping on the bandwagon?
I think if you look at approval ratings around the country, when you do the right thing, you get to keep your job.
Yep, exactly. Lisa Maria said, we're getting together when you come to the Midwest, Sam. Absolutely, we will, Lisa Maria. It's funny, you guys. I have developed so many friendships on TikTok. Alex, of course, but so many other people. And every single one of them, when I tell them about this possibility of me going on the road at some point, everyone has said, please come stay here. Please come stay here. I can't tell you how wonderful that feels. And if I decide to do that, I absolutely will come. And do, wow, what is that?
Holy shnikes.
Wow, John Gwynn stepping up big. That was cool.
Thank you.
Anyway, now I completely lost my train of thought. What the hell was I saying?
People
Squirrel. Thanks a lot, John. You know,
people all across the country want to hang out with Sam.
Oh yeah. Well, I don't know about that, but I just think it's so wonderful. You get to develop a network of friends that has evolved now into a family of sorts, and it just warms my heart. I'm so excited about it. And yes, if I do decide to do a fifth wheeler or motorhomer and travel, I'll be stopping at every state and broadcasting live from every location. And I just might do it. So we'll see.
I think we schedule an event in Kansas with your motorhome on my 40 acres. Anybody else that wants to come park, make sure it's not during the rainy season because you may not get your camper out. But we'll sell tickets, and the tickets the proceeds will go directly to ordering meat so that we can all smoke and eat. How's that?
Is that a Sam Shalhoub Palooza? Like
exactly the
Palooza?
Shaluba Pooza. Exactly. Everybody in the chat saying I'm in. That's good. And I'm very seriously concerned. In fact, I actually went and looked. Because I have a lot of experience with this, I went and looked at fifth wheels. I went and looked at motorhomes. I went and looked at travel trailers. And if I decide to do it, I haven't decided which one I'm going to do yet. But it's going to be on if I do.
A good little C class wouldn't be bad either for you, Sam. Depending how many you're going with,
Yeah, but I want to be able to set up a studio in there. They actually have these trailer, or what are they called, toy haulers now, right? Mm-hmm. But
on the back,
But in the back, instead of it being a toy hauler, it's an office. You can make it into an office. That would be sweet.
Oh, that'd be nice.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
So anyway,
like I said, all proceeds will go to meat, and we're in the Midwest, so maybe the other half of the proceeds could go to Tannerite.
Yeah. Let's see. There was someone that I just caught.
I love Mr. Tannerite.
That I wanted to. Oh, Jess Perry 16 said we want a Brinkley fifth wheel. From what I've been able to discover in the last year that I've been looking at all these, Brinkley is top of the line. Those things are nice, and I 100% agree with you that would be a great choice. John Langola said Sam Shalubuza. Exactly. Everybody start thinking of names of what we can call this big get together. So and start thinking them, and then send us a message and let us know what you think they are.
You might current world affairs, Sam. You might look into some of those survival RVs, the big 4-wheel drive.
I've seen those. There's some of them that are built like a flipping tank.
Hello.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, those things are badass. They really are.
Then you can go drive around the streets of LA and feel totally safe.
Exactly. Absolutely, I agree. Oh man, that's great. Jess Perry said Brinkley has a fifth wheel toy hauler with a fold down porch on the back, and it's fabulous. Yeah, I know. I've been searching online for all those things. They're great. All right, well, let's move on. So yesterday, Boone Cutler came out, and then it hit all the news agencies. But a large chemical spill in Ohio grounded all flights within a 4,000 square mile area and sparked mass evacuations. Now, I haven't seen much more on this. Have either one of you seen anything with that recently?
not a peep.
Something as big as that, why in the heck would it not be on everybody's radar?
Yeah, Interstate talked about it a little bit this morning. Me and him talking on the conversation, but yeah, it's dangerous times out there.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, what is that, Alex?
There you go.
That's a doomsday RV, buddy.
Dude, so check this out. So Scott McKay, Patriot Street Fighter, who's coming on the show on the 26th of this month, he bought a motorhome and plastered his face and all of his advertising on the side of it, and that's what he travels all around the United States in. That thing, that is badass. I could see my name written all over the side of that. That would be cool.
Very cool.
I don't even know who makes that. Do you, Alex?
Thanks, Red Screen.
Yeah, I know. Very cool. All right.
Pool's open.
What's
Come
that?
Pool's open. Come on.
Yeah, no kidding.
Nice.
All right. Well, everybody, I think, last one today. President Trump issued executive orders to accelerate domestic drone production, including flying cars for EMS, air taxis, cargo, and defense logistics. Tell me we're not moving into the Jetsons at hyperspeed. Alex?
It's amazing how it seems like that was all put to the wayside under the last administration, and now with this administration, everything's brought up, and there's more of that stuff coming forward for sure.
Yeah.
Well, you have to be awake. You have to be awake to sign things and make things happen.
That's true. That's true.
And cognizant of
know
what
what's
you're doing.
going on in the world.
Right. Exactly. Hey, Red Screen King, thank you for all the gifts. That's really sweet. All right, everybody. So it looks like we have run the course. We are at 90,000 likes, which means one thing, that we're dancing today, which is a wonderful thing. Let's see here. Let me see if I want to make sure that I did not miss anything in the chat. You guys, I'm sorry about the chat. It's hard to keep up with as many people that wind up coming in. So if I missed your message, then please just send it again tomorrow, and we'll get to as many as we can. Lisa Maria said you have to be awake and not woke. So very true, Lisa Maria. All right, Alex, let's pump it up. Everybody at home, I want you to stand up. I want you to dance. I want you to, if you're not able to physically do that, then I want to see the dancing emojis in the chat. Alex, fire it up. There we go. Come on, everybody. Dance. If you can't dance, put it in the chat. Here we go. We're at 91,000 likes. How awesome is that? There we go. And I have been studying President Trump's latest moves lately, so I'm gonna incorporate some of them. Come on, everybody, stand up and dance. There we go. There we go. Come on, let's see some more dancing chat in the chat. Gen X Holt is dancing. Not a Guru's dancing. Joy's dancing. Sarah Catherine's dancing. Christy B is dancing. U.S. Navy Vet 9 is dancing. That's what I like to see. There we go. There we go. Keep it going, guys. Jeannie's dancing. Donna Fox is dancing. There we go. Keep it going, Joy. Virgo 47 is dancing. Excellent job, you guys. Great work. Oh, my goodness. Look at all those dancing emojis in the chat. I love to see it. I just love to see it. All right, let's move to final thoughts. Dave?
Excited to see what's going to bring on. It's got a couple days tomorrow night and tonight and Saturday, and what the next week or month is going to show us. But everybody stay safe. Don't put yourself in a bad position out there. Warn friends and family and anybody you can, just to keep alert and watch what's going to happen here in the next day or two.
Right. And on that note, too, we will probably be going live on Saturday at some point, so keep an eye out for it. Alex, final thoughts?
I mean, I've said it through the whole show. There is a lot going on right now. There are a lot of reasons for all of us to order another case of popcorn, stay at home, and if you do have to venture out into the world, please be aware of your surroundings. It's a very real time right now, and love your family while you got them. Make the phone calls that you wished you had made. Take a deep breath, put your feet in the grass.
Right, exactly. And as all of you know, we're not fear-mongering here at all, but it always is best to keep your head on the swivel because we don't know what's coming down the pipe. But we do know this, that the best is yet to come. So thank you, everybody. Have a wonderful Thursday. We'll see you tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. Pacific time. Alex, what are you taking us out with today? Crack that whip.
Whip.
Exactly. Devo. Yep, Jess, that's Devo. All right. All right, everybody. Have a wonderful day. Thanks for being here. We'll see you all tomorrow morning.